Now for the graphical representation of inverse trigonometric function, we are going for the graph of cosecant inverse x, and for the graph of cosecant inverse x, first of all we have to draw a graph of y is equal to cosecant x. Okay. So now let's check the principal value, or let's check the intervals first. Okay. Now for y is equal to cosecant x, let us take the intervals which are having common range. Okay. So minus 3 pi by 2 to minus pi by 2 except minus pi, or we are not including minus pi, then we are having minus pi by 2 comma pi by 2. Now except here it is 0, and then we are having pi by 2 comma 3 pi by 2. Now except here it is pi. Okay. And these things we can check from the graph also. Okay. So this all the intervals common range, they are having common range is set of all the real numbers with the open interval minus 1 to 1. Okay. So now among these three, what we are taking, the restricted domain of cosecant x is taken as minus pi by 2 comma pi by 2 excluding 0. Okay. And to this part also we can write it minus pi by 2 comma 0 with the open interval union with pi by 2 with the closed interval. We can write like this also. Okay. So now let's move for the graphical part. Now we are having the coordinates minus pi by 2, minus 1, 0 for undefined. Here it goes for the undefined part. Then pi by 2, 1, and again pi for undefined. Okay. And here is the cutout portion for the restricted domains. Okay. So these are the points, these are the coordinates which we have plotted here on the graph. Now with the help of this portion, let's draw the inverse part. Okay. Now for the inverse part, first of all what we are doing, we are making the function 1 1 and onto, and when it is 1 1 and onto, when we have taken the restricted part, this one, with the domain and range for the y is equal to cosecant x. Okay. Now the domain and range, now you can just check it, range changes to domains and domain changes to range. Now let's plot these points and see what type of graph we are getting. Now these are the points which we are plotting on the graph, and here we goes with the figure. Now this is the inverse part for this one. Okay. This is the inverse part. Now we can easily define it. The inverse of cosecant x is defined as y is equal to cosecant inverse x, or we can write it C as C of a x. Okay. Or we can write it C as Cx, this means cosecant inverse of the cosecant x, or we can write it arc C as Cx. Okay. We can write anything, if and only if, now when y is equal to cosecant inverse x, we are having x is equal to cosecant x. Okay. So this is the simple definition for it. Now what about domain and what about range? Now cosecant inverse x, domain is what? We are having domain as a range of cosecant x. Now for the inverse part, we are having domain with minus 1 to 1 in the open interval, and range. What the range is? Range is the restricted domain. Whatever we have written, it is minus pi by 2 to pi by 2, and 0 is not included. Okay. And this portion minus pi by 2 to pi by 2 in the closed intervals except 0 is also called principal value of cosecant inverse x. principal value of cosecant inverse x. Now let's check it. When we are changing the axis, then what type of graph we are having? So this was the graph of y is equal to cosecant inverse x. Now with a small recap, now let's check it. There is a graph for y is equal to cosecant x. Okay. Now about the mirror part. Now this acts as a mirror, and mirror image is this one, exactly the mirror image of this part, and this is called a mirror image. Now when we are changing the axis y to x and x to y, what this happens to this picture? Just look at it is converted, and now when axes are changed, we can write it. If it is y is equal to cosecant x, then this will become y is equal to cosecant inverse x. Okay. So when mirror image was changed, it means we are changing the axis, we are getting this portion. Okay. So this is the graphical representation for cosecant inverse x.